I'm making my last video. It's 11:02, and I want to talk about Penn, Jillette destroys modernist quote-unquote Catholic Piers Morgan. I don't think many evangelical Christians or even Orthodox Catholics, Orthodox Protestants, Orthodox Catholics, they feel they don't grasp the flaw in Christian epistemology when they try to demonstrate it as absolute fundamental truth. Let's just look at the two views of epistemology, of moral epistemology or essential epistemology among the Catholics and Protestants. The Orthodox Catholics believe that God speaks through the Pope, and he interprets the Bible. Not sex. It's not a place of debate. Okay, where we debate Scripture and find out and then decide what Scripture means. No. God speaks directly to the Pope. He interprets Scripture. The people who are under the Pope, the followers of the Church, follow the Pope. End of story. Now, Protestants have said that God can speak through every single human being and reveal His message through Scripture. That is the Protestant ideology of Christianity. The problem that Protestants cannot see, the Orthodox Protestant cannot see, is that once the Protestant Reformation came, over 10,000 denominations with fundamental differences in perception of God and morality, started to occur based on diverse interpretations of Scripture. And the ironic thing about the Protestants is that the Protestants look at that as each person who interprets morality, or each denomination, groups of Christians that interpret morality on certain issues, they believe it's fundamental. Worshipping on Saturday, contraception, premarital sex, gay marriage, eating certain foods, listening to secular music, smoking. These are fundamental moral issues that are debated among Protestants, and each Protestant has strong opinions for prohibition and against prohibition of these acts. And they believe it's critical, and many of them believe it's critical to salvation or a threat to salvation. Maybe they don't think that you will not be saved, but they think it's important enough that you may risk salvation for it. And that is the problem with Protestant. When somebody looks for a non-Christian worldview at these Christians, they see a group that cannot agree upon Scripture, on the interpretation of Scripture. Each opponent calling the other a non-Christian or a counterfeit Christian. Now let's go back to the contraception argument. The Pope is against contraception unconditionally, based upon his trust in God, that even if there's suffering or consequences due to the lack of contraception, we must trust God's plan, no matter how much it looks, no matter how negatively it looks temporarily, it has an overall benevolent effect. This is classic among Protestants. Protestants do the same exact thing. This is the virtue of unconditional trust among the Catholics. Even among Catholics that believe evolution is true, don't take a literal interpretation of the Bible, there are some verses that the Orthodox Catholics believe that they will not break, regardless of human reasoning, regardless of every reason to break them. They are going to trust the Scripture that they think is inspired by God. Trust. Trust is their virtue. Unconditional trust. Absolute unconditional trust. The biblical verses of Abraham, and Isaac signify implicate the insurmountable, unconditional trust that they will have for this idea, even if it counters facts. And that is why Christian epistemology, people have a very serious problem with Christian epistemology, with their unconditional trust. Because you are supposed to trust God without any conditions. If God is making a claim and your reality contradicts that claim, regardless. The Trinity is based on trust. The justification of the moral belief in the Trinity. For the Protestants, that the Muslims must believe in the Trinity is based on trust. Fundamentally. Have a nice day. I hope you liked the video.